Well, that channel's working. This thing has got some issues. I found this at a Goodwill. I don't remember what it was, like $7. Really old Heath Schlumberger. Um, we're a 100K multiplier past the 10. It's at 919. When you put this thing on regular sine wave, it really doesn't work. I'm not really sure. Let me see if I can vary the frequency. So varying this doesn't change anything at all. So it's broken on there. And this square wave looks like that. And we can adjust it. But and it doesn't go up to any kind of radio frequencies that you would be looking at on the radio for the most part, like what I did today when I blew up the generator on this. So I wanted to check this other channel and make sure that it also works. This thing is really simple for stupid people like me. Just push auto set. It will either work or not. We don't have this channel on, so we'll just do that. And that's what it's leaking at like right now at 500 millivolts. We hit auto set. And then it shows that channel. And it's a different color. So, like, if you're going to have both channels on, you would see the other color. And then this one. Which is cool for a 2-channel. I've got another scope up here, but it's broken too, just like everything else I have. It only works on certain times per division. And so, like, if you want to look at the voltage coming out of an outlet and check the waveform, you can't do it because it won't go down low enough. But it does have a very accurate frequency counter. So anyway, come on. So this part still seems to work, the 1K. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Let's see here. Display. Measure. It'll show you that then when you pull that up. Which is kind of nice. I'll give you the voltage. It's not super accurate. Like, you don't want to do an alignment on a radio where you're measuring frequency of, you know, VCOs and things like that. But works. It's more of an entertainment piece, I guess. I don't know. It's good for like experimenting, and it's just not. It doesn't have the accuracy of the. Like, if you even slightly change, like, let's see if I can change it just to show you how it will become like unstable. Let's see, let me get this thing off of here. We can see our wave when we go to a certain point. The frequency will change. It's like right now, look what it's reading. It's reading something else, but it's wrong. And then we change the volts per division, and all of a sudden it goes up, and I'll read the correct one. So if we were looking at this thing at, what is it, 5 volts per division, it'll read wrong. But if we bump it up to, oh, okay, we're at 2 volts. If we lower it to 1 volt per division, then it will read correctly. So it's one of the things that's not good about this, but anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now that like I bought it for this generator, which I unlocked it because I knew how to do that. And now that part's damaged. You can't send it in to get it fixed because it's a 2-channel 100 megahertz scope with the 150 megahertz full ticket one on it. So I don't remember how we do it. If we go into utility system info, see it says it's a DSO 2D15, but it's a 2C10. So the C and the D is with the generator, the C is without, and it'll give you the hardware and all this other. So basically, the firmware, there's a hack that you do to this to allow it to flash the other firmware. And what they do is they change the sticker on these when, you know, they make a different model, and then at the end of the assembly process, they put different firmware on it. And I don't remember how I did it, but the software download was somewhere on the internet. It was really difficult. It wasn't easy. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do it because I downloaded the software, but I couldn't get it to flash to it. And then somebody else like literally wrote a program that you just use their program and it like slips it right in there, no problem. But so anyway, it thinks it's a 2D15. So what it should do is just revert it back to what it's supposed to be. I mean, 150 megahertz bandwidth on this scope, they honestly really think that's stretching it. And the accuracy of everything else is kind of like, you know, this is kind of like using a pair of binoculars to look at Saturn versus using a telescope with a 20-inch mirror on it. You know, it's yeah, it's okay, but it's not great. So anyway, firmware 3204, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's weird. It has like all these things here you can do, update, you know, etc. Page 1, calibrate, front panel, legal information, open source permission. So this thing actually runs like Linux. It seems somebody put like video game on here. They're playing it off the USB. There's a USB on the front. There's a USB on the back. I don't really honestly know what the purpose of the one on the back is for, but these are just kind of see how it's got the Ethernet connection that's not there. And when you get inside of here, there's a spot for a fan, but there's no fan on this model. So these have been universally made for expansion. And you get what you pay for in these things. So you're really, in my opinion, I think you're better off to go buy one of these that are used that works. You know, quality Tektronix. So anyway, at least it still sort of works, you know, good enough. It works exactly the way that I paid for it. The freebies are gone because I made a careless mistake.